Hello everyone and welcome back to Play for Fun. Today, we're diving back into that vanilla city we've been building over the past 3 episodes. After the Economy 2 update, I asked myself, why not? And I decided to dive into a new vanilla city, fully embracing the base game challenges. My goal was to create a nearly perfect city where everything ran like clockwork, and it had a unique design. I focused on the city's economy from the start, balancing the budget and growth. The city's population boomed, so I had to upgrade services, build more amenities to keep my citizens happy, and improve roads, highways, and intersections to handle the traffic. Up until the very end of the last episode, everything was running smoothly in the city. If you haven't seen the previous 3 episodes, I've linked them in the description and pinned in comments. You don't want to miss them. Okay, let's check in on our city in present. We've got over 140k people and a massive budget, but let's not get too comfortable. Our hourly profit is sky high, but that's mostly because our services are on the verge of collapse. With so many new people moving in, most of our services need an upgrade. But before we dive into that, let's get to the main event. I'm going to add a new part to the city over here. I'll build new buildings and services to fix our shortage problem. And I've got a unique design in mind that'll fit right in. I think this new area is going to be the star of the show. I'm going to turn this area into a bustling education hub. I'll relocate that temporary university we built in the last episode and surround it with tons of new schools and colleges. I want to design this part so that residential buildings surround the education district but leave enough space for it to grow. With the current state of our city's education system, one university just isn't enough. I'm going to use this new area to really boost the city's education system. And to turn this area into a real campus area, using those big sports fields is a good idea. I'll add paths for students to walk around and maybe even decorate them later to make it feel more natural. To make this design fit with the rest of the city, I'm going to use a lot of circles, half circles, and 90-degree angles. It's going to be a stunning focal point for the city using these large circular shapes. Trust me, it's going to look really cool. I think a special building would look great in the center of this circle. Maybe a disease control center? The circular shape would fit perfectly. This is both beautiful and a huge upgrade for the city's healthcare system. A medical university would be the perfect addition. It fits perfectly here. Yeah, it's perfect. A college would be a great next step. It would match the university design and create a nice contrast between this too and the modern medical school look. We need a hospital here. Imagine all the lives we'll save. This place will be the healthiest part of city. Time to fill up this empty space with some schools. Let's raise a bunch of future doctors and engineers. Alright, let's get to work on the sidewalks and zoning. This place is almost ready to party. To improve the city's postal service, I'm going to build a big post office here with additional mailboxes throughout the area. We'll also need a police station and fire station. And to tackle the parking issue, let's build some underground and multi-story parking garages. We'll have the cleanest streets in city. Smaller playgrounds next to schools would be a great idea. And we can add more parks in other areas too. And let's not forget about the bus stops. We need both white buses for the main streets and red buses for the neighborhoods. Buses are a key part of our public transportation system right now. Alright guys, time to give our city's industrial zone and its services a much-needed upgrade. First up, I'm going to overhaul our water and sewage system. Those sewage pumps dumping waste into the river are gross. Let's get rid of them. And while we're at it, why not replace these water pumps with something more powerful? This advanced water pump is smaller, more efficient, and cost-effective. And for sewage, the wastewater treatment plant is a much cleaner and more efficient option. It won't pollute the water. Next, I want my city to not only generate its own power but also make a profit by exporting it. Geothermal power is the best option here. It's a gold mine, guys. You should definitely use it in your cities if you can. We should probably buy a few extra tiles for the best location outside our current grid. And even though we're not as strapped for cash, we still need to be mindful of our budget. Alright, our city's power grid is good to go. Definitely a great investment. Now that we're in the industrial zone and have unlocked some new tiles, why not turn these into oil fields? More income is always a good thing. For these areas with fertile land, I'm going to build some farms. I can expand them later down the map, but let's take it slow. And for these parts, like I said, I'll build oil wells. I wasn't planning on a specific design for this industrial zone at first, since I was focused on the main city. But it's starting to develop its own style. One thing I definitely need to upgrade before I start populating these new areas is the garbage system. I think there's enough space in this part of the city, and it's far enough away from the residential zones. I'll make sure to build new garbage facilities and relocate the old ones. Now that I've moved the garbage facilities out of here, I think it's time for something a little more permanent. A cemetery and crematoriums. The city could always use more resting places. Alright guys, it's the time. Let's not waste any time and watch the new residents move in and the new buildings go up. Alright guys, we're crushing it. The city's population is over 160,000, and our budget is looking good. Everything is running smoothly, even the traffic. Those two huge parking garages are almost full. It's working really well for the city. With the healthy budget we have, I'm going to build a hospital and a health research institute in this area. This location might be temporary, though. Increasing the quality of life for our citizens will improve all aspects of the city. Let's check out this area. The buses are doing great. I was planning to upgrade the public transportation system this episode, but I think I'll save it for the next one. It's working really well right now, And if you look at the city's finances, you'll see that besides the great income from exporting electricity, public transport is also profitable and efficient. Look at this train station, it's handling a huge crowd. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to design this new part of the city. I'll design the whole city in a future episode, but why not finish this part now? First, I'll fill in the empty spaces with sidewalks, following the pattern of the existing roads and buildings. Any big gaps can be turned into beautiful parks. The latest update has given us so many new options. We can now customize our city with different surfaces without any mods. I'm going to use this to make my city look more realistic. I'll cover different areas with the right surface and plant some trees. You'll see the difference. Alright, I'm done. It took forever, but I love how it looks. What do you think? Be honest. I actually love that not all the buildings in this area are constructed. The mix of these tree-covered lands with the tall buildings looks pretty cool to me. I'll make sure no new buildings are constructed in this area. Alright, it's time to connect the main highway to the new part of the city. I'll continue the highway in this area using the same pattern as before. By connecting it with intersections to the new part of the city, I'll make sure there's no extra traffic load on the previous sections and that access to this part of the city is easy. Alright guys, all the tasks for this part are checked off. The city is in good shape and the new area is complete. As you can see, the city now not only meets its own electricity needs but also exports it and makes a profit. The water and sewage system has received a nice upgrade and is in great condition. The healthcare system is now complete, with a medical school and necessary buildings alongside hospitals and clinics, which is quite costly but directly impacts the happiness and well-being of the citizens. The city's waste management and recycling system has been completely overhauled and now has more capacity than needed. Regarding the city's education system, I've dedicated a lot of space and buildings to it. Although we don't have any unhappy citizens about it, the stats show we have a significant shortage. I'll need to address this in the next episode. As for public transportation, the city is in a good state, but I'm planning a major upgrade and adding new services in the next episode to make this great situation even better. As you can see, the city's hourly profit is around 200k, which is quite impressive and excellent. We can increase the capacity of some services like the education system by injecting more budget, which I'll definitely do if needed in the next episode. Guys, the only mod I use is the Preserve Photo mod, which doesn't affect gameplay at all. I just use it to adjust the lighting, contrast, and color of the game to make better and more beautiful videos. That's it for this episode. I really enjoyed making it and I truly hope you enjoyed watching it. I love Cities Skylines and this is exactly why. There's no other game or app that gives us the joy of building and managing a complete city like this one does. I really appreciate you sticking with me and watching the video. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them down in the comments. I respond to all comments. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel or liked the video yet, if you really enjoy my videos and content, I'd be grateful if you could support me by subscribing to the channel and liking the video. If you have any suggestions for the next episode, please let me know. As always, happy building!